Oh, I think it is live. Let's have a look. Do. Nope, not yet. Oh, I see yellow. Yeah, we're live. Hello, everybody.
Yay!
How's it going? Welcome to another quarantine stream. Today I have another special guest on with me, and it is Heather Antos. Say hello, Heather Antos.
Hello, Heather Antos.
Please tell everybody who you are, what you do in the comics world.
I'm Heather Antos.
She is Heather Antos.
I am currently I am a senior editor over at Valiant Entertainment, where I oversee titles like Quantum and Woody, that you did a cover for me for.
I did do a cover, yeah.
You did. Exo Manowar, the upcoming Shadow Man, Final Witness, and a bunch of other fun stuff that I cannot talk about. You may also know me from my work at Image. Most recently, the Bog Bodies novel, graphic novel with Declan and Shelby, which is on sale tomorrow
nice.
at your local comic shops. I'll be doing a live stream with him tomorrow. So,
oh, wow.
So check that out. Worked on titles like Bitterroot, Redlands, Injection, and then before that, I was at Marvel, where I worked on two small franchises, Star Wars and Deadpool.
No, I've never heard of them.
Never.
And I've never worked in either of them either.
No, definitely not.
Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you for joining me. And am I drawing a penguin ninja? Is it Penjack? Is that what I'm doing?
That's what you said. You can do. Well, it's Ninja P.
Ninja P.
Ninja P.
Is this an actual legitimate character?
My goal. I've been pitching this. I've been trying to make this happen. I want to do like a Valiant Penguins universe where
sounds amazing.
There's like all the characters are penguins, and the villain is called the Red Herring.
That's brilliant.
So I have penguin names for all the Valiant heroes, and there's been a lot of, it's funny, a lot of like fan art has been sent to me of people drawing penguin versions of the Valiant characters.
Really?
It's been really cute. Yeah. Like when I first started over a year ago now, like people asked immediately, like, are we going to get penguin? You know, are we going to get penguin versions? Because fun fact, I don't know if you know, in the 90s, Jim Shooter said that no penguins exist in the Valiant universe.
Why?
Because Toyo Harada destroyed Antarctica during some event, and I guess Jim Shooter didn't realize that penguins live on continents.
Yeah, I was going to say, you
Antarctica?
should be... Yeah, you should have the what are they called, with the yellow spiky ones? They're hot penguins, aren't they?
Yeah. Like, well, there's penguins in Australia, there's penguins in Africa, there's penguins in South America.
I think there's some penguins in England as well.
I'm
probably wrong. You're the expert.
You have puffins. No penguins. All penguins are in the south of the equator,
right,
in the southern hemisphere. So the only penguins in England that you have are at zoos. But yeah, so fans were like, well, how are we going to get penguins, because they don't exist in our universe? And I was like, I'll find a way. I'll make this happen. So,
well, these universes find their way of resetting themselves.
Yes. No, but to no one's surprise, the first penguin cameo appeared in my first Valiant comic, Livewire, that came out last year. So I'm sneaking them in. They're happening.
That's awesome. So how are things at Valiant then, especially with what's going on in the world?
Yeah, could be worse. Could be better, could be worse.
Yeah.
Like everyone else, obviously, with Diamond's distribution halted for the majority of March and April, in May, we weren't able to ship new product out, and we're actually sending to print this week our first new floppy issue that'll be coming out next month.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, things are back up and rolling. We just had a trade come out last week, Livewire Volume 3, which I also worked on. Check it out. Local comic shop, all that stuff. So yeah, things are slowly getting back up and running. We're doing a lot of contact with retailers to, really get a sense of how they're feeling, because you know, if retailers don't have customers coming into their shops, or if they don't feel safe opening right now with everything, then it makes sending new stuff to print a lot harder. So it's a lot of play it by ear right now. But I can say that, you know, we're starting to slowly get our freelancers back up and running and working, which is amazing.
Well, you're doing that better than some other companies. Not going to name any names.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it sucks. And the day I had to make those calls to tell freelancers to stop was, I think, the hardest day of my entire career.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, like, comics is such a small, tight-knit community. You know, you're not just colleagues. Like, we're family, we're friends. You know, and having to tell people, like, hey, you have to stop, and I don't know when we'll be able to pick up or pay you again, you know, to get new work in. Like, it's hard. Yeah. It's so hard.
Yeah, I mean, I got that phone call from Marvel, and, like, just knowing, like, when you get an email that's like, hey, let's chat on the phone, I never chat with editors on the phone, so it's either really good news or probably not good news. So I knew going in what that phone call was going to be, and I think, I mean, I was prepared for something like that to happen anyway, because I just assumed, because I worked a lot in March, and then I think at the end of March is when they said to halt. So I get it, I know what I to my editor I said, look, I'm sure this is a very tough thing to say. Don't worry, I totally understand. Yeah. Because it's not like you're getting, like, fired for being a bad artist, which would break any artist's heart. If someone said, we're going to kick you off the book because we think your art sucks, then I'd be like, all right, well, I'm just going to go kill myself then.
No! Your art doesn't suck. It's very good. We like your art.
Thank you very much.
I'm
always fishing for compliments.
Well, what if you can say, because I don't know what you are working on for Marvel. Has it not been announced yet? Can we not say? No,
the book I was working on has not been announced yet. I'll tell you off pod.
Ooh, special privileges. Yeah, so yeah, getting to call talent, you know, with the good news phone calls, has been really, you know, exciting for everyone all around, and hopefully other publishers will be able to follow suit. Obviously, not every single publisher is in the same situation. You know, your Marvels and DCs have, like, because they're corporate, they have a completely different financial setup than the rest of us.
And it's nothing to do with the editors as well. I think people are thinking a lot. It's like, why aren't the editors contacted? It's like, it's not them. Like, like you said, they're owned by major corporations, so it's.
Well, that's a like a behind the scenes, like, tidbit that, like, I don't think fans realize that editors are not the top of the food chain in comics at all, by a long shot. You know, like, we have our marketing and sales and, you know, all the C's, right, of any company. Editors are just like the step in the ladder above talent.
No, it's very true. There's a lot of people blame editors for things. You kind of who are you like? What's that you get none? What is it? It's like you work in government, because you get none of the praise for this good stuff, and you get all the hate for the bad stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure. But hey, love what you do, and I do. So, yeah, you've been doing a lot of commissions during this, haven't you?
It's been keeping me alive, and I appreciate.
Any super fun ones?
I've done some that I can't talk about that are super fun. Again, I'll tell you off pod.
Why can't you?
One of them involves many characters that you have dealt with in the past.
Ooh.
I can't talk about it because some people like private commissions just for them, which I totally understand.
Oh, okay.
But some are also just birthday presents, so they don't want it posted because it might be so specific where you'd be like, oh, that's definitely
obviously that's for Well, that's what happened. A friend of mine got me a commission from one of my favorite artists for my birthday. And it was one of those where it was very, very specific, where, like, had I seen it, had it been posted on social media, you know, very specific character and a very specific reference to my favorite band that, like, not a lot of other people say is their favorite band.
What's your favorite band?
Coheed and Cambria.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, see? There you They're a prog rock band.
I love prog rock.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll send you some of their stuff. They're very good.
Are they like from the 70s then?
No. They're from now. They're putting out new content now.
Modern prog rock. That sounds great.
And so they do conceptual albums. All of their albums are continuing story that they have
language.
Graphic novels.
Really?
Yeah. Aaron Cooter drew one of them.
Oh.
They're published through Dark Horse, I believe. Yeah, the lead singer Claudio Sanchez and his wife are like huge comic fans. They've done a couple different series with Boom, creator owned, as well as their album. And yeah, no, I'll send you some stuff. They're super awesome.
That does sound super awesome.
Yeah. Crazy prog rock science fiction.
Sounds great. All right, let me open the chat real quick. Everyone's saying hello. Well, I'm partial to the Snake Eyes sketch you did. LOL. That was someone saying of what I drew. Yeah, I did draw a Snake Eyes. That was one of them. I drew a Wolverine. It was the best Wolverine I've ever drawn, which made my soul really happy because.
Which costume?
Classic 80s brown costume, baby. That's the best
costume.
I
think I saw that. Yeah.
It had an Art Adams vibe, and I was like, "Yep, that's great," which I rarely say about myself. So I was really happy with that. And yeah, just a few others as well. Yeah, actually quite a lot. And again, thank you everybody out there for the commissions. If you'd like to get more commissions, you can email me at robsonrequest@gmail.com and I can hook you up. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. If you ever want to know what an editor does or anything about Heather, or please feel free to ask away.
Or penguins.
Yeah.
No, I have. You remember that Black Canary you did for me like years back?
Oh my god, yeah, Well, maybe that's due an upgrade. I think.
It's hanging in my workstation. It's next to a penguin pool that my Cawthorn did. So.
That's awesome.
It's in good company.
I have a commission from you, which is a Ewok.
I was gonna say it was Wicket, wasn't it? I did a little Wicket for you.
It's in my hallway, and I love it.
Aw, I love that one so much. He's very cute.
It's really good, that one.
It's very cute. Thank you. Yeah, that's pre all my pop culture penguin drawing days, before I discovered my calling.
Which is what?
Drawing pop culture penguins.
Oh, pop culture penguins, right.
Yeah.
Look, I'm feeling rusty right now because I was put on the spot to draw a cartoon penguin. And I may be the guy that just drew Spider-Ham in a universe of cartoon animals, but I feel pretty on the spot being like, alright, well, he's got flippers, so he's going to have this. Because Ninjak has like all this like mech and stuff like on his arms, so I'm doing my best.
I believe in you. I'm very excited to see this.
It should be fun. Right, let me hop back in the chat. I'm just using my phone as reference right now as well. Refresh. This chat is always a bit behind. Does Heather have a suggestion? Well, yeah, she did, and it's the Ninja Pen P.
Ninja P.
Ninja P.
So that's So Ninjak is actually Ninja K. They started A, B, C, D all through the alphabet. So yeah. So
someone's asking, does Valiant take new talent right off the street, or do they hire established artists?
A little bit of both. Obviously you're established artist, I would like to say. And even though we snagged you off the streets at London SuperCon a few years back.
I was not established then.
So, when I'm casting a book or needing covers or writers or things like that, I go through my Rolodex.
Do you actually have like a legitimate Rolodex?
Yes, it's called my brain.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, that's so cool. The idea of owning like an actual like Rolodex.
Oh man, it's from the 80s. No, that's a little too old school for me. No, I do keep a spreadsheet of everyone in the industry I've ever worked with, and it has like, because I'm so type A and I'm such a nerd. But it's a Google Doc that has your name and what you do, email, phone number, like all of that stuff. So if I need talent, I can like go through that and like search, oh, I need a writer. Here are all the writers I've worked with, or artist or cover artist, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll go through that, or I will, sometimes I will go on Twitter and scroll through, who I'm following on Twitter. And if I see no artists posting, then I'm like, boo for me, but yay for artists. That means you're all working. But yeah, like just this year just last year in December, I was in Madrid for Heroes Con there, and I did a bunch of portfolio reviews, the most portfolio reviews I think I've ever done. I did over 200, and it was insane.
What in a day? Not in a day.
3 days, 200 across 3 days.
How do you even do that? Like, what is it, like 10 and 15 minutes each?
Something like that. Yeah. That was my day, aside from doing panels, just doing portfolio reviews. I had a nice little like curtained off room. And it was weird because like there was a hole in the wall where they could slide in their portfolio. So like I would just hear them come in and then get like, because I've been in this room for 6 hours just looking at portfolios. And like you'd hear more coming on, but it's my job and I love it and it's great. But there is an artist there who submitted, whose stuff I really, really liked, and we sat down and had a one-on-one. And I told him, contact me. We can do some sample pages or like things like that, and see how you fit in with the Valiant universe. And that right there for me as an editor is a test, because I don't need necessarily new talent. Mm-hmm. I have people I already work with. I want to see how badly you want to work with us, but two, also if you're a professional.
Yeah, I feel like that's the big step. That's why, not to interrupt you for a sec, well, I am going to interrupt you. Is like when I had the portfolio with you guys, and CB said all this nice stuff, and then he said, this is the email, and then Ricky's going to send you a sample script.
Yeah.
I purposely was like, right, well, I'm going to draw that sample script like every single day, all day till it's done. And I got it done in I think it was a 5-page script, so I got it done in, at that time, 7 days, which I can do better now, but at that time I was like, I want to show I'm committed to this.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. Like, there's so many talented artists out there that I have given my card and say, okay, contact me, and then I never hear from them.
What, they just don't even email you?
They don't even email, because I think there is this dream, right, of they're going to reach out to me. I'm going to be discovered and they're going to reach out to me. I want to be sought after, which, as as a working artist, like, you have to be hungry for it and you have to chase it,
I'm hungry right now. The moment I was out of work, I just contacted all my contacts being like, I am available, and I do it.
Exactly.
I do it all the time.
And that's what you should do, like, you have to be persistent. But yeah, so Pedro did contact me, and he sent his portfolio around, and though I couldn't hire him for anything at that time, I didn't have anything available. I did send his work to the rest of the team, and I was like, hey, there's this artist I met in Madrid. I really, really like him. Reach out if you have anything. And a couple of my colleagues had an opening they thought he would be really interested for. So he did a couple fill-in pages for, I think it was Bloodshot, and now he is like finishing out the series for them. Awesome. And that's how you do it. You start, you're never going to get hired to draw Batman right off the bat, right? Like, that's just not going to happen.
I nearly did.
Yeah?
Yeah. In 2014, I was in the final stages of being a fill-in artist on a Batman book for a couple of issues. What I mean,
but fill in, you that's how you start. You start, you'll fill in on a couple of pages, then you'll work your way to, you'll finish out a series or fill in a couple of issues, and that's how you begin to establish yourself and build credibility with editors and with publishers and with fans even.
Yeah.
And that's how then you go from, oh, I'm that guy that did issues 12 and 17 to I'm launching a series.
Yeah. And I,
you know, it's
sorry,
no go.
I interrupt a lot. It's something I'm working on.
That's
this
okay.
This is what my wife tells me. I was going to say there's something you said before that I find really important, and that's you said I don't have any work for you right now, but I'll keep you in mind. I want to make it clear to people out there that is what every single editor says. It is not a don't call us, we'll call you. Like it's not a shrug off. It's legitimate. They don't have any work for you because it's not like there's a million comics out there. Because I feel like a lot of people hear that and they're like, oh, they hate my stuff like that. Maybe I'm just speaking to my past self or something like that. But it's true. All editors, if they don't have any work, they don't have any work, and that's the way they say it.
Yeah, like there's only so many comics to go around, especially at smaller publishers like Valiant. Like we don't publish 80 books a month like Marvel and DC do. We publish like 10. And a lot of as you know, Will, a lot of times these books are cast out months in advance. They have to be, and it's only going to be like someone fell off schedule or we had a change or whatever that like randomly we're going to have an opening.
Mm-hmm. That's how I got my first gig.
Yeah. And so it's so important to, even if the editor says, I really like your stuff, unfortunately, there's nothing I can offer you right now, to, not take that as a closed door, but just, as check back in like 3 to 4 weeks. And that's what I tell talent is, every month, check in. You're not going to annoy us if it's every couple of weeks. If you're checking in literally every week, that's when you annoy us. But just to pop in every month or every couple of months to be like, hey, this is what I've been working on. Hope you're well. Just wanted to shoot you, my latest stuff.
That's important as well. Always send new stuff to show, because it shows that you're committed to drawing comics.
Well, it shows you're committed to drawing comics, but it also shows that you're working, because that is important for us as editors to see that you are working, and make sure that what you're submitting is, different styles or different genres or different, like give us your range. Don't send us the same drawing of, don't give us Spider-Man, but just in a different pose every month. Because,
well, why not? That sounds like fun.
Well, if you're sending it to Nick Lowe because you want to, draw Spider-Man, that's one thing. But, this is another thing I tell talent all the time when I do portfolio reviews, and, be aware of who you're submitting your portfolio to. If you're really interested in drawing, alien sci-fi giant space battles, you're not going to send that to the editor that does grounded crime noir mystery books. Like that's, your work may be the best of the best, but it's just not what they do. And if that's not what you're interested in doing, it also doesn't make sense for you to submit that to them. And it's when I talk with talent, who are submitting creator-owned pitches, I always ask them when I review them, like, who do you want to publish this? Because, what Vault publishes is very different than what Boom publishes and what Oni publishes and what Dark Horse publishes. Everyone has their own brand and identity, and make sure what you're pitching fits in with that, because again, it could be the greatest pitch in the world, but if it doesn't fit that family of branding, then it's a no-go right off the bat.
So what would you say is Valiant's branding then?
Well, Valiant doesn't do creator-owned. So right off the bat, don't send us any unsolicited pitches for creator-owned, because we cannot and will not read them or publish them. But as for the Valiant branding, I always lean on the themes of what our stories and characters are about, and our strongest themes are always about brotherhood. Your family is not in blood, but who you find to be your family and who you choose to be your family, as well as the burden of the responsibility of power. Not just the responsibility of power, but the burden of that responsibility. That's,
that's a deeper answer than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like, we have our own superheroes.
No, there's like, like if Marvel's is the world outside your window, like ours is about the weight of that world.
I didn't even know that was the Marvel motto, and I've been working there for 5 years, so.
Well, you don't hang out in the Marvel offices.
No, I don't.
So
yeah, where is Valiant based? Is it at New York City as well?
Yep, New York City. Our offices, well, everyone's been working from home for the last couple months as per the rest of the world, but our offices are smack dab in the middle of New York City. Even though I live in Jersey across the river, it's a ridiculously easy commute. I'm very lucky. But now
Really?
my commute is 30 feet from my bed to my computer.
Nice. I used to live in New Jersey.
Yeah?
Yeah, I lived in, have you ever heard of Bergen County?
I live in Bergen County.
You do?
I do.
I used to live in a place called Upper Saddle River.
Oh, yeah. Upper Saddle River. Yeah, that's not really near me. I'm in Lyndhurst.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's right. I forgot because your dad lives in the States, right?
No, I lived there from 7 to 20 years old.
Okay.
And I went to high school in a town called, have you ever heard of Allendale?
I have.
I went to high school there at Northern Highlands Regional High School.
Oh, man. And yet you kept your British accent.
Well, I had a fake American accent when I lived there. I think it's...
Did you?
Yeah, I think it's when I was like 7 and I went to school, I heard everyone speaking differently, so I tried to, like, I don't know, fit in, which is stupid, but, like, I kept that with me for until I was 19, where I was like, all right, I'm done doing this. I was like, everybody, you're going to have to deal with me subtly speaking an English accent. It's the actual way I speak. I've been having a facade for so long.
Can you still do an American accent?
I mean,
I'm going to put you on the spot.
Well, give me a sentence to say then.
The rain in Spain falls mainly in the plain.
The rain in Spain falls mainly in the plain.
Okay. All right. Can you say squirrel?
Squirrel. No, it's squirrel, isn't it? Squirrel?
Yeah, squirrel.
That's how I say it to my dog. I go, is that a squirrel?
Because that's the one I always, because I'll be hanging out with my friends in Birmingham whenever I visit them in England, and they'll always, we have the dumb, session of say this word to see how Americans say it versus how, Brits say it, and vice versa. And squirrel is always the one that apparently foreigners say is the hardest to say.
So you say squirrel?
Squirrel, yeah.
Squirrel. I know in England people go squirrel.
Squirrel.
But then you can also go squirrel if it's to a dog.
Well, do squirrels live in England? I don't
Yes,
think so.
they do.
They
I have
do.
loads of squirrels in my garden, and they're actually from America. They hopped over on shipping containers. And
that's what I thought. They're native to North America. But...
Yeah. But they've somehow found their way over here, and I love them, and people treat them like pests. But I find them heavily entertaining. The other day on my bird feeder, there was this ninja squirrel who was leaning off the side of my fence onto the bird feeder upside down and eating the nuts, and I was really impressed.
No, they're like, I mean, I was gonna say the squirrely little buggers, but they are like, no, they're fun. They're fun.
All right, let me check in the chat. Do new artists have to contact yourself/Valiant with a portfolio, or do you search artists through websites or social media?
Yeah, I don't actively go on social media and be like, let's see what new talent is out there in the world. Like I just quite frankly don't have the time to do that. Mm-hmm.
But something might cross your path if it's retweeted. Or...
Exactly. Yeah. So there's, everyone's familiar with like Portfolio Day on Twitter, where artists will, submit their portfolios or post a little bit about their work, their website, and it'll be a trending hashtag. And so I'll go through that when those days come around. But usually when it comes to looking for new talent, it's, when I'm at Comic-Con and walking around the convention center, or talent will reach out to me online, or via social media or other channels. But yeah, it's not, there's such a sea of artists out there, that it's very easy to become overwhelmed if I was just, looking, because also it's hard to find talent without knowing names of people, because like how else do I find, like, I guess going to DeviantArt, but that's not really the site to go to these days to find, interior artists, at least. So yeah, it's if you want me to look at your portfolio, reach out to me, because no offense, but I don't know you exist a lot of times. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just I don't know who's out there.
How dare you not know every aspiring artist in the world?
I try.
Let's see here. When will Spider-Ham come out? Spider-Ham right now, I believe 4 issues of it are out, and issue 5, the final issue, comes out sometime next month. At the end of next month, I think. I don't know. I'm terrible at that stuff. I don't know. Google it. I don't know. How can I get my portfolio reviewed by Heather without meeting her at a con? I live in Ireland, and or cons never get anyone good.
Yeah, so the best way, well, first of all, tell your local conventions to invite me. I will go to Ireland in a heartbeat. I was supposed to go for my 30th birthday this year, and had to cancel that due to quarantine. But I will be back as soon as I possibly can. So I might, if you're in the Dublin area, I will be doing probably portfolio reviews at Big Bang. So just keep an eye out at that. Aside from that, yeah, the best way is to shoot me an email with your portfolio. There's a contact page on my website, which is just my name, heatherantos.com. Or if you know my Valiant email or interested in sending it to me, shoot me a DM on Twitter. My DMs are open specifically for new talent that is interested. And that's, I want to find new talent. Like one of my favorite things to do at Marvel was to, this is an artist I really, really like. Let me try them out. And I'm very, very proud to say that a lot of the talent that I brought into Marvel is still working there. Like Casper Wingard, I brought him to Marvel. Rod Reyes, I brought him to Marvel. And to see them become like such regular artists for the company, it's been really, really cool. Working with you, Will, it's such a joy to like bring those artists in and see them grow. And, that all starts with either me stumbling across your work randomly, or literally you reaching out to me and saying you're interested.
Well, there you go. Sorry, I was just erasing.
How dare you?
Let's see here. Red squirrels are native to England. Oh, yeah, we have red squirrels.
Wait, what? Red squirrels?
Oh, have you never seen a red squirrel?
I don't
They're like
think
a ginger version of a squirrel with a bushier tail.
I need to Google
Oh, they're very cute. There's a wildlife sanctuary near me, and you can walk into like this gigantic reservation for them. And it's just a tube through like this giant reservation, and they're just shooting all around you. It's amazing.
I'm Googling it. Oh my god, they are cute.
Yeah.
Oh my god, their ears are like so pointy. They're very.
Oh yeah, they have super pointy ears. Yeah.
They have like wolf ears.
Yeah, they're really, really cute.
Aww. I love them. It also looks like, because their tails are so bushy, like, those like static shock balls you would do at like a children's museum that would make your hair stand up. Like, that's what their tails look like.
So I also turned 30 this year.
Oh, I forgot. We're the same age.
We are, yeah.
Yeah. Look at us babies.
I wasn't too happy about it, but I'm not upset about it.
Hey, you're 30 years old and you've drawn Spider-Ham for Marvel.
Yes, that's what my wife could tell me. It's like you have a mortgage, you have a wife, a dog, and you work for Marvel Comics. I think you've done quite a lot in your 20s. And I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right. But I'm like, it's not enough though. I should be drawing the Amazing Spider-Man by 27.
Well, who do you have to kill off these days to do that?
No,
Ryan's not doing it anymore. Hawthorne, nope, he's not doing it anymore. There's someone you have to murder.
Right, I need to get going on colors on this thing. You can't see what I'm working on, can you?
I can't, no, because that's not.
Oh,
that's so cool! You gave him hair. I love it.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to give him yellow frosted tips.
Absolutely, because it's kind of like the macaroni or rockhopper penguins,
yes,
right? That they have those feathers.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I know. I say go for it.
All right, cool. Let me see if there's any more questions. Very professional here, just looking at my iPhone on the chat. No, nothing yet. Nothing yet, so we have to sit here just in silence then.
Okay. Have you I know you've been doing a lot of commissions, but have you like picked up any new hobbies during this weird period or
FIFA?
Yeah?
That's my new hobby.
Are you like cooking it and anything?
No, well my wife does all the cooking because she's just amazing at it. Yeah. She picked up bread baking at the beginning of the year before everything kicked off, and it's amazing because she's always, this sounds really silly, but she's always wanted a KitchenAid, and she finally got one, and now she's just like the cooking master.
Yeah.
And like we've been having like New York like style pizza and calzones, and we're vegetarian as well, but she managed to make fried chicken that like tasted like because you can't really get good chicken fingers in England like you can in America. She managed to make them really dope, even though there's no meat in them, and I was very happy about that.
Are they like tofu based, or like what are they?
No, it's corn based, which is QUORN, which is a fake type of chicken that's very, very chickeny.
Interesting. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's too popular in America, but it's used a lot in England.
That's cool.
And so yeah, she's just been cooking up a storm, which has been great. I've been I only picked up FIFA like 3 or 4 days ago, but I'm just addicted now, which is terrible because I want to be working.
Who do you play as?
I'm a Tottenham fan, so Spurs.
Okay.
But sometimes I play as the English, just the England team, for the World Cup, etc. Why? Who do you? Well, I don't know if you support, but you said that you did used to play. So who did you used to play as?
I would just play random. Yeah, no, I don't. I love soccer or football. But like I played growing up competitively, traveled. Like soccer was my life growing up until I tore my Achilles.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't recommend it. But yeah, I don't really watch, unfortunately, because the Premier League, obviously the games are like at 6 a.m. our time.
Right. It's what I'm a huge basketball fan, and I can't watch live basketball, so I get it.
Yeah. Well, so I'm a big hockey fan, right? And one of my good friends in England is also an American hockey fan, and we'll be watching I'll be watching games, and he'll like text me, and it's like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. my time, watching the game, and I'm like, how are you awake? Because I know it's like 3 a.m. for you. Like, hockey's great. No game is worth staying up that late for. No game, unless it's the Stanley Cup. But
hockey's one of those things that I've never really given it a try. I've been to a few Jersey Devils games when I used to live in America, but I don't remember paying attention to it.
I think like hockey is, I think it's a very British sport, aside from like obviously England not really playing it, aside from the Olympics. But like it's, the setup is very, very similar to soccer. The ice is arranged very, very similarly to how like a soccer pitch would be. And the rules are kind of similar.
Yeah.
Plus there's like rugby-esque violence. So like I feel like it would catch on very, very well. Plus the fans are abusive and violent and
Well, that sounds
mean
like
and
England.
no, it does. And so like it's one of those things now that I think about it, I'm like, it makes sense that England would like hockey if they gave it a chance.
Do you know why? They're probably like, oh no, I don't want to sit in a cold room. No, that doesn't sound like me.
But it's so cold in England anyway. It's cold and rainy, gray.
Yeah, well, no, there's no heating in there, so now, mate, can't be bothered.
Yeah,
It's like I tried to introduce when I moved back when I was at university, I tried to introduce all my university friends to beer pong, and they just didn't understand it at all.
Well, beer like, also...
They were saying, I was like, so, they're like, if you make it in, I have to drink, but if I make it in, I don't get to drink? I'm like, no. He's like, so I'm playing a drinking game where I'm mostly not allowed to drink? I'm like, that's not the point of the game.
You're teaching them the wrong drinking games.
Why? What would you recommend?
Thunderstruck.
What's
Do you know
that?
Thunderstruck?
No.
Oh, you don't know. Do you know the AC/DC song, Thunderstruck? Okay. So what it is you get a group of people in a circle, and everyone has to have a drink in hand, and you start playing the song Thunderstruck, and every time they say Thunderstruck in the song, the next person has to chug until they say Thunderstruck, and then chug, and then continuously goes on down the line, and then you get someone who's stuck with a verse or a chorus where they're having to chug for a minute at a time. It's a lot of fun, and this is where you get everyone gets to drink.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say the first time I played that, I was in college, and I got to see a friend projectile vomit for the first time. So, yeah.
Awesome. What was I going to say? There's not too many English drinking games besides just drinking.
I was going to say, it's just drinking, right?
Yeah, drinking, watching maybe a sport, having a laugh.
What's the big... Because beer's not as popular in England as it is in America.
I would definitely say it is.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Is it?
Pints. That's what every young person gets when they're out. Pulled pints.
Well, but what kinds? Lagers or what?
I think it depends on the person. For a while, England was just full on just having lagers or bitters as well, or Guinness. But then with the trendy hipster new wave stuff came in, a lot of people now have IPAs and...
I was going to say, is craft brewing a huge thing in England like it is out here?
I don't know if Gamma Ray is an English company or American company, but that one's really popular.
I've heard of that.
And also, what's that one that has gone gangbusters? Oh, Brewdog.
I've heard of them too. I'm not a huge beer drinker. I hate IPAs. I really, really do not like IPAs at all. I'm very much a stout person, so Guinness is my preferred. I like the coffee stouts. I love coffee stouts.
Yeah. Well, I used to drink a lot of beer, but as I've gotten older, I find I just get super bloated now, and I just can't
old 30-year-old.
I'm such an old 30-year-old. I said as I've gotten older, not that as I'm old.
Right.
I just found that I can only drink one now without being I'm out, I'm done.
Really?
Yeah, it really it just affects me a lot. I think I've also found that I now have a gluten allergy as well. This is all personal stuff that I don't really need to share, but no, my drink of choice right now is wine or whiskey. Those are my top.
Classic.
Ones.
What type of wine? What's your not brand, but are you a Merlot or
I'm a big Italian white red fan.
Okay.
So I love Chianti and all the ones I cannot pronounce, like Amontillado. But Chianti, I'd say, is my go-to favorite.
Nice. Yeah, I'm a big bourbon fan, whiskey too, but bourbon has been my big thing the past couple months.
I can't get into bourbon. I never have been able to. It's too sweet for me.
That's funny because I don't have a huge sweet tooth, but bourbon, I don't know, I love it. There's a maple bourbon that I love. But that's the Midwestern in me.
I've never been able to. I'm a huge Johnny Walker fan. That's my go-to. Johnny Walker, Black Label or Green Label. Blue Label if I'm feeling like a fancy bitch, but
yeah, that's the nice stuff.
Yeah, well, Black Label, maybe it's more expensive in America, but in England it's about 20 to 25 pounds a bottle, which I think is quite reasonable.
That's a lot cheaper than in America.
Is it really? Well, that must be like, imports then, I guess.
Yeah. Well, the alcohol in general, though, in England or in Europe is so much cheaper than it is in America. Oh, so much cheaper. Again, just being over in Madrid, like I was just floored at how cheap alcohol was compared to the States. And,
well, I mean, that's Madrid. Like, I think it's probably more expensive in England, but there are a lot of European countries.
But even when I'm in Ireland or England, even just getting a pint, it's so much cheaper than. I also live in New York, so like that's
yes.
Everything is super expensive here. So, no, that was funny when I was in Madrid. Pepe Larraz.
Yeah.
We were hanging out, and he was just like, "Do you find it expensive here?" And I was just like, "Pepe, I live in New York."
I don't mean to sound like a douche, but I live in New York.
Like, what was it? Me and my friends, we went to a cafe and we each got a coffee and like a pastry, and like the whole thing cost me €13. And I was just like, I don't understand. This is nothing.
Really? That's expensive to me.
See, but like for me, I'm just like, I would expect to pay like $25, $30.
Right.
So I guess the takeaway from that is New York is expensive, folks.
Yes, it is. It's very expensive. I have spent way too much money in New York City. I used to go there all the time to see either sports games or live concerts at Madison Square or the Beacon Theater, which I loved.
Ah, so good. I miss it. I miss it all.
Me too. I miss hot pretzels. I miss pizza. I miss my friends there. I really like that whole area of the world.
Well, we like you.
What's that?
We like you.
Well, thank you very much. All right, let me hop into the chat. I was just doing some solid blacks on that. Yep, doing good on time. I always try to keep these to about an hour, so I'm in like rush zone now.
No.
Let's have a look here. All I want to say is thanks for Gwenpool. She's awesome.
Aw, thank you.
Heather is awesome. Love comics. Good beers. Dang at. And bourbon. Black Label is on 65 to 70 a bottle here.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
It's like Black Label is like, I mean, Johnny Walker in general. If you get Johnny Walker, like it's expensive. Like
really?
that is the fancy stuff that you touch when you get a promotion, or someone has a baby. Like it's.
Wow, that's crazy to me because I drink like a bottle or two every month. So
oh my god!
I couldn't imagine.
I can't. Well, ugh.
I mean, yeah, Blue Label is like 180 quid a bottle. That's like ridiculous.
Right.
I bought a bottle once on a birthday, and it was amazing. But there's Green Label, which is no one really cares about this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. There's Green Label which is a 15-year, which is around 45, and that's with like I've had a good paycheck or I'm like happy. I'll get myself that. But Black Label is usually sometimes it's like 22 quid on offer on Amazon. Arrives the next day. So that's crazy for me to hear that.
Oh my god!
Oh, but I tell you what's expensive for us is, for some reason, margarita mix. Because I like making fresh margs, but I do like just have a dirty margarita mix marg. And for some reason, getting like Jose Cuervo margarita mix is like 20 quid.
That's crazy.
What is your shot of choice? That's a question.
What's my shot of choice? Oh my god, not tequila. I hate tequila.
Really? You don't like tequila at all?
I hate tequila.
Oh,
I've tried so hard and like just no tequila. It just like, I don't know. It tastes like chemicals to me.
Well, what tequila are you drinking?
All of them. I've tried so many.
Right. Because I guarantee someone's like, well, you haven't tried my tequila, which is what I was
right.
gonna say.
No, of course. No, I just don't like tequila. I mean, I'll just go. If the easy shot of choice is always Jameson for me.
Right.
That's my shooting whiskey. Yeah. Yeah. I see all these people on like all these TV shows always doing tequila shots. I'm like, who are you and what what monstrosity is this?
Oh, I love tequila. I would say that's my go-to shot is I will recommend, you don't obviously have to drink it or listen, but Cascapel tequila. It's like the most purest agave tequila. It may be expensive in America. I have no idea, but it's about 25 to 30 a bottle here, and it's excellent.
All right. No, I'm very much bourbon whiskey. That's my little alcohol cart back there. Moonshine also.
Moonshine. I've only had that once, and it was spilled on me by a girl at a party.
That's the way to do it.
The only way I tasted it was licking off my hand because it was spilled on it.
No, there's a great apple pie moonshine I love. But Redbreast whiskey is my favorite.
Never heard of that.
They're based out of Ireland. That's my sipping whiskey. I recommend it.
So you like those? What? So is Irish whiskey your style?
Yeah, Irish whiskey is my style of whiskey. And then Kentucky bourbon, and then I'm now working through some Crown Royal, which is actually a Canadian bourbon.
Crown Royal's not bad.
Yes. Yeah, well, it's not as sweet as
it's
like
not,
your southern bourbons, right? So, it definitely is a good in between of like a whiskey. So yeah, I like this. I like that this is just becoming like an alcohol chat.
Well, we're all drinking far more than usual.
We are. So. But I was just doing a live stream with Jeremy Hahn a couple weeks ago, and we were just talking about alcohol the whole time too. So it's great. Yeah. There you go. All
right, let's see here. 100% don't like tequila either. Red breast is like drinking barbed wire, someone said.
What?
Yep.
No.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Your drinking choice has been called out.
No, incorrect.
Barbed wire, that's a great descriptor.
That's how I feel drinking tequila.
Let's see. Vodka is gross. It's rubbing alcohol. I disagree. If you've ever had Belvedere,
Belvedere is good.
Oh my god, it's like drinking water. It's amazing. And I'm a big, and my other big thing I drink is vodka martinis. So if I'm feeling like James Bond on that day, it's always Belvedere and what's the gin I really like? Sipsmith gin.
Gin is one I'm still trying to figure out, like what my gin is.
I can understand if gin's like a harder thing to get into because it's very unique. I remember when I used to hate it, but I love it now.
It is very unique, and like English gin is I think too dry for my taste.
Right.
But when I was in Scotland the last time, I tried some Scottish gin, and I really liked that. But I think gin is probably the alcohol that I'm the least educated on.
Right. Well, it sounds to me like you and I have the completely opposite. Because I love dry wine, dry gin, anything dry.
Dude, I hate dry. I hate it. I hate it so much. I mean, dry wine I can do if it's paired well with the right foods. If I'm gonna be like snobby.
Nothing snobby about it. Look, no hate for the wine culture. I love it.
But yeah. So my boyfriend and I have really been into mead recently. This past winter we've been drinking.
That was too weird for me. I took one taste of it. I was like, I don't know what I'm drinking. Yeah.
Well, it's also probably way too sweet for you.
It was so sweet.
Yeah, it's honey wine, so like
not my jam.
It's too sweet for you. Oh no, we have like driven up and down the parkway to every liquor store to figure out every single mead that's available in Jersey.
Really?
Yeah, we love mead. But it's not really a summer drink, so I don't know what we'll be drinking.
Do you like a Pimm's? I know it's not very popular in America.
I've never had that.
That is a fancy summer drink.
Yeah.
You take I don't know what's in Pimm's, but it's a bowl. The bowl is just called Pimm's, P-I-M-M-S. And you take a giant jug and you fill it with any fruit that you like.
Yeah.
But also like cucumber and some other random vegetables, which I'm not into because I hate Bloody Marys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it just works, and it is delightful.
No, see, I've been doing my summer drink is I'll take Moscato, like just a nice white wine Moscato, frozen berries.
Nice.
And I'll pop that in there with a little bit of sparkling grape juice or Sprite if you don't have sparkling grape juice, just to give it just a little bit of fizz, not a lot, but just a little bit. And that's what I'll drink.
That sounds great.
It's super super easy, and like it's just very refreshing, and I feel fancy because I'm using frozen fruit instead of ice cubes.
Yeah. Well, one of my go-tos right now has been in terms of summary, like when the weather changed and it got warm. Again, I love that this is just talking about alcohol, but I took like a tropical juice, and I took Passoa passion fruit liqueur.
Okay.
And clear rum and ice, and that's it. And if you put the passion fruit liqueur in with the ice, and then the rum, and then you slowly pour the tropical juice on top, it has that awesome fade from just like dark red up to just the orange tropical juice. And that's if y'all want to get fancy.
There you go. See, I'm so low maintenance. But my boyfriend is he loves going to bars and like the social scene and all that, and just like trying different drinks. And so what we've done for like date night here is like we've gone to the liquor store and like bought a bunch of different liquors and alcohols. And because I'm the creative one, and he's the lazy one, he'll like figure out a drink he wants, and I'll figure out how to make it, and I'll play bartender.
That's awesome.
I got this nice like bartending mixing set from Redbreast. Actually, they sent it to me a year or so ago, and I'm just
I think I remember seeing that on social media.
I was like, I don't know how to make cocktails. Like, I'm not that fancy, and so that's my new skill I've been learning during quarantine is cocktail mixing.
It's not that difficult. It's something that I got into in my mid-20s, and it's great. Look, if you like to drink, which I very much do, it's a skill that you need to know.
There you go. How's Ninja P?
He's nearly done. I'm just adding a few extra things onto
Very
him.
fancy.
I hope this is the right design. I just found this off the internet.
That's his most recent design. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool design.
It is very cool. I also like that I like the purple. Like, it's not just a straight black ninja.
Yeah, well, I'm a huge just ninja fan. I don't know why. I've loved them since I was a kid. Probably had a lot to do with the Ninja Turtles. And the purple in that reminds me, because I'm a big video game guy as well. The purple in that really reminds me of Ninja Gaiden.
I don't know what that is. It
was a popular game on the original Xbox.
Okay.
Where you're a ninja and he's mostly wearing like purple.
Very cool. Was any of this is my Ninja Turtles are my like least pop culture oriented. Was there a purple Ninja Turtle?
Well, he's got a purple mask.
Yeah, was it Donatello?
Yes, it is.
Ah, I'm so proud of me.
Yeah, Donatello.
Okay, I know more than I thought. Okay, cool. I feel good. I've never read a Ninja Turtle comics. I've never watched the movies. I've never watched a TV show. I played the arcade game, and that's
all you need. If I could say do one thing, I would say play the arcade game.
It's so good.
Yep.
It's so much fun.
Well, if I would recommend I don't know if you would, but if you ever were interested in actually reading some Turtles, the IDW series is the best Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that's ever been made.
Yeah.
And that's from a lifelong Turtles fan. It is so good. And it's all what it should be about, which is just brotherhood and
that's awesome.
Just
and
family.
Pizza is there pizza?
Oh, there's pizza and skateboards,
okay,
but it's slightly dark at points as well, which is cool because that's how the Turtles originally were. Anyway, sorry, I'm geeking out on Turtles right now.
Turtles and alcohol. That's what this live stream is.
Turtles and alcohol.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's 2:00, and I hate to do this, but I have to jet.
That's fine. I'm sorry that it took me too long
No,
to
it's
finish
okay. I have to get back to Valiant things and making comics and hopping on a call. Will, this has been lovely.
Thank you very much for joining. Please
Yes.
plug your social medias.
Yes, for anyone, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram or my website. It's just my name, at Heather Antos, Antos. Shoot me a DM, tweet me a penguin. Let's talk comics. Thumbs up.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining. And yeah, I will chat to you on the interwebs.
See you, Will. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye. There we go. Let me put that down there and drag that there. I'm going to finish out the drawing, guys, so I'm not going anywhere as we are nearly done. So that was very nice. I'm very happy to have another guest on. If you guys have any other guest suggestions, just let me know and I'll try and reach out to them. Let me refresh my chat because it seems like it's frozen for a while. I think my phone was frozen. Hibiki whiskey is great. I've never heard of Hibiki whiskey. Currently I'm seeing on my phone notifications of my brother and my dad giving each other a Lord of the Rings quiz. I'm gonna make it, I think his eyes are like icy, but I'm gonna make them a bit bluer because they're kind of getting lost and there needs to be something to pop there, so I'm making his eyes blue. If you guys got any questions for me, go ahead, because I'm just going to be working on this. Oh god, I hope I've been... Have I not been drawing this on the camera? Like a dingus? Oh jeez. I think that the black needs to be a bit darker on his outfit. As the black I made, it just wasn't dark enough. Oh, I'm missing a marker. Where's my neutral 8? That's weird. I'm missing a marker. I'm missing a marker. Let's go down to an N6. Lots of booze talk today. What do you think of the next rising star artist in the industry? Will Robson. obviously, I'd say it's probably Will Robson, and Will Robson. I don't know, Rising Stars. Let's see here. I really like a guy called Diego Ortega, I think is his full name. Really, really good artist. I really like Jim Toe. And who else am I thinking? Brian Level recently has been producing some amazing artwork. I think a lot of people are taking this opportunity to really sort of pump their game up. But to answer your question, Will Robson. He's going to be, trust me, watch his space. He's going to be huge. Who do you think are the rising star artists that are coming up? Simoin D. Mel, I think, is amazing. He's drawing TMNT Power Rangers. Oh, I haven't checked that out. Oh, that's another guy, Matthias Santiago, the guy who draws the Turtles book. That guy's art. Oh my god, it's so freaking good. I really dig his artwork. It's so tight. This blue is not the background I wanted. Sorry again, I'm not doing off camera. This blue is not the color that I wish I chose for this background. How am I going to correct this? Need a... Maybe I'll take some sort of red. Maybe make it purple. Because the blue is taking away from the main piece. See, I went to a Kiss concert last year and they had a special drink, Jack Daniel's Fire and Sprite. They called it Heavens and Fire after the Kiss song. Jack Daniel's Fire. I've never had Jack Daniel's Fire. Jack Daniel's is a very unique taste. I don't mind Jack Daniel's. If I had to drink a bourbon, it probably would be Jack Daniel's because it has a very distinctive taste that reminds me of being a youngin' and drinking alcohol. That's a better colour. Go. We salvaged it. You went to a Kiss concert, huh? Was it actually like the surviving members of Kiss playing? And if so, how was it? Because I love Kiss. Love Gun is like one of my favorite songs of all time. Love gun. Dan Moore. I've never heard of Dan Moore. The Jack Daniels Fire and Sprite was really brought out the cinnamon taste, which was really good. One of those you don't like the burn. I'm not a big cinnamon guy. I really don't like stuff with cinnamon, so sounds like sweet whiskey and cinnamon sounds like my nightmare. See, I'm gonna try and put some fog in the background, which I use as my Faber-Castell white brush, and I just sort of make some little clouds. So I'm trying to make the background a bit more interesting to look at. So he's like, it's at nighttime and he's sneaking around and there's some sort of steam from something going on. Almost like he poofed, like poof, like a ninja. Poof. And then I use the gel pen again, just for some, should try to make as little highlights on the smoke, not too much. Smoky. And I need to darken and his elbow a bit more. A bit more. And his face is not, the color of his face is not penguin colored. And this is where it's tough because he's black everywhere else. So maybe I need to thread some blue through it. Light blue. Let's see what this does. Well, that's taken everything away from his eyes now. That was not a good idea. But that's the nice thing about Copics is you can experiment. So let's take out that blue with some cool gray. Actually, no, that will go into it. So let's use a warm. So that's warm 4. Okay, let's go all the way to warm 7. I feel like his face is a little hidden here, but that's okay. It's just a sketch, guys. Just a sketch. Just want to make sure it's just the tips that are frosted. And let's bring a bit of blonde into there as well, as it is too puke yellow right now. It's not yellow enough, so let's bring in the warms. Let's tone it down. Let's desaturate it a bit. Same with his samurai sword. Is also a bit too. I need to lighten up his sword. Go. And let's just add black here. And what am I doing now? What was I doing? Oh, taking down this has to look a bit more gold than yellow. There we go. That's good. And then let's do a yellow 0, 0 just to blend them. Cool beans. I'm going to put a little white line along his samurai sword just to separate it a bit from the background, because this is getting quite muddy as it's so dark. And I think we're pretty much good there. Let's just add a little rendering here. Dump, 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 dump. Dump, 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 dump. There we go. I think I drew this whole thing out of camera, didn't I? So I really apologize for that. But we got ourselves a ninja. I need to bring some light back into his eyes. Let these pop. And I just thickened up the inks around his eyes a little bit. So actually I'm going to thicken them up a bit more, because then that really makes him his eyes pop, so they're the first thing you see when you look at it, like so. There we go. A ninja penguin. So let me hold it up here. Ninja. Let me put my signature, or Ninja P, should I say. Oh god, where the hell is my signature going to go? Ooh, I made this very messy. I guess it's going to have to go at the top, which I don't usually... Actually, I'll do it down the side. There we go. There we go. We did it. We put it down the side. Okay, guys, thank you very much for joining. Tomorrow, I may be working on a Venom commission. I'm not sure yet. Otherwise, I'll just be doing sketches. And I also need to finish off my 6 fan arts challenge, which I think Obi-Wan Kenobi's the winner of that. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. Sorry this one went on for a bit too long. Stay safe. Have a great time. Email me at robsonrequest@gmail.com if you want a commission. And follow me anywhere on the interwebs at RobsonINK.